today we turn our attention to the state of our democracy and ask a very important question. Are our elections getting any better? Just last Saturday, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, conducted a series of by-elections across different states, including Plateau, Kebbi, Yobe, and Enugu. These elections were held to fill vacant seats in the national and state assemblies, as well as in some constituencies. Now the media has been awash with reports from the exercise, and the picture is, well, a mixed one. On the positive side, observers noted that voting materials arrived early in many polling units. The bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, was used more effectively, and that helped reduce cases of multiple voting. Now, in some areas, security personnel were visible and proactive, making sure the process was largely peaceful. But there were also troubling reports in parts of Plateau and Enugu. There were allegations of vote buying and even intimidation of voters. We also heard about disruptions in a few polling units, ballot box snatching, and clashes between rival political groups. And then, of course, the recurring concern of low voter turnout, with many Nigerians once again staying away from the polls. So the question before us this morning is this: are our elections truly improving in credibility, transparency, and inclusiveness? Or are we still battling the same old problems? Remember, the 2027 general elections are drawing closer. They're just around the corner. And these by-elections offer us a glimpse into where we stand. So we want to hear from you, our viewers and listeners. Based on what happened on Saturday, what's your verdict? Are our elections getting any better? What lessons should INEC, political parties and citizens take away as we prepare for the bigger contest ahead? The phone lines are open. Make sure you call us in on the numbers displayed on your screen, or send us a WhatsApp message so that we can hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it, and your voice does matter here on Daybreak Interactive. All right, Maimuna, what are your thoughts on this? You know, we had the by-elections during the weekend, and there were a lot of complaints of discrepancies when it came to the elections. The allegations of vote buying. I saw a video as well, like security officials arrested one in Kaduna, alleged with about, I believe, 25 point something million in naira. Yes, in allegations of using it to buy votes. In Kano as well, there have been uprisings of, not accepting the results due to, ballot discrepancies and all of that. All right.
So before I share my thoughts, we have Ade on the line this morning. Yes. Hello, Ade. Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Hauwa and Maimuna. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Ade. Thank you for joining us.
Our election is getting better. I would say it's getting better. Because of the rivers, it's helping a lot. When you talk of transparency, we are not there yet. I don't think I'm there for at least for a while. Why am I saying so? Because of the situation and the condition of our people in Nigeria. There are a lot of problems everywhere. So transparency cannot be taken to consideration now, because people when they receive the money, they cannot receive it and vote, even though it's not their vote. So, because of that, transparency is not of the way. But it's getting better by the technology, of things, and with the result that came out, that I said one of your programs, I said the same government, when you need to do 20%, people can boast that to do that. Anything they will get by that 10%, people forget about their sorrow and vote for the same government. Why? Because people are hungry. People are poverty getting here. So the money is important to people. You understand? So what is the problem? It's not like the developed country like Africa, where you don't There's nothing like campaign at all. You just go there, you already know you want to vote for. So where are you going to don't do that here? So when you sit there, there should be a long path. As long as people are poor and get hungry, a politician will exploit their weaknesses and get whatever they want. So everybody can vote now. So they say we are waiting. Just stay our life. I will tell them that if I tell you, what can you imagine now? You will imagine sweat out of all this thing. So you can imagine what can tell me is sure. So, but with time and prayer, God will take control in Nigeria. And this poverty is eradicated. God bless Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, thank you so much, Aji, for that. So, Maimuna, your take?
Yes, I would say that, our elections is really, improving, because we saw in some polling units in Ogun State when it came to, logistics and delivery of, INEC bringing in the materials, materials were there on time. We saw, security agencies, around to curb the menace that thugs would come to create during the election. We saw the good work of the beavers, though not in every polling unit. Some polling units complained that they had issues with their beavers when it came to capturing. I think in Edo State, when the governor, because I watched when the governor was, going to exercise his, to vote, and then it was a bit hard, they had some glitches when it came to capturing. So far so good, I would say. Our electoral system is progressing.
Right.
Yes,
it
is. So we have another caller
let's
on the
take our
line.
next caller. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, this is Abasekong calling from Gombe State.
Good morning, Abasekong.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Wonderful station.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, to share this the question this morning is our election very better. I would say no in totality. Why am I saying no? It's because vote buying is still in possession, rigging is still there, a lot of abnormalities are still being noticed. Look at last time, the election that were going out, money were recovered. They showed it on your television station. You saw huge sums of money that DSS and the police recovered. So what is making it better? Nothing is better in it. Sincerely speaking, I want to say this. We do things that is pungent to God. Why do I say that? We keep on offending God in everything we are doing. Why can't we take time and do the right thing to make God happy with us? There are a lot of countries that are doing the right thing. And when they do the right thing, the people will be there rejoicing. And that is why they say when you have a bad leader, the people suffer. When you have the good people in place, the people rejoice. I also want to add this. I have a friend in China, Tony, and what did he tell me? He said in China, there are a lot of fake products, but you can't see it in the market. They only display original things. And the police routinely visit the market. Until we start doing the right thing, we start putting the right people in governance, we will not make headway. And God will bring the right people in power. Look at China. Formerly, China was like Nigeria, corrupt people everywhere. And then they now start back and say it cannot repeat like this. It cannot continue to go on like this. And they did the right thing. And today, look at China, where they are now. Look at where they are. They've gone to the moon. They've done a lot of wonderful things. That has been showcasing what China is all about. And the 5 young men that have been following rockets. In fact, trust TV, you are my best person. Thank you this morning. God bless Trust TV and God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Abasekong, for that. To be honest, I would say for this, for anyone to be on any side, I would say to answer if our elections are getting any better, I would believe it would come with the experience that you've gone through as well. For example, when we earlier we just spoke about a person that has been arrested for suspected buying with 25.9 million naira. That in itself is one thing that we would say that the operatives are doing their job as well.
Absolutely.
The same thing in Ogun State as well. A person was an INEC official, 2 INEC officials were arrested with 2.5 million naira as well. And aside from that, there are lots of things that we would see that, okay, they've absolutely gone through the processes, they've absolutely done right when it comes to, making sure that the elections are transparent as well. But then there are other aspects when you look at it, and you would say that because of, the inclination of what's going on when it comes to people having the ability, to try and vote by, to try and rig, to try and, cancel out all those things that are being put in place to make sure that everything goes smoothly as planned. We'll say that someone might be on the fence
Absolutely.
as well.
We have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Tony.
Thank you for calling in. Please kindly share your thoughts on the topic at hand.
Well, our election is that our election that a country like Nigeria, being the leading country in Africa, is supposed to not be talking better. We're supposed to be talking about a nation where the power of the masses will be delivering the election. It's getting better. The better we see compare as a poor to compare other countries in Africa. South Africa, they just have an election last time. Do you have any issue there? And then Nigeria is moving. We know what is happening in our election. That our political leaders, they are leading the masses and doing caricature. Somebody is down that the sun for several hours when you want to vote. And at the end, if they were the people that are working there, narrating what they are seeing in Nigeria electoral system, you know that we are just staying in a roundabout, going down, and then in one place. Do I improve? Yes, but our improving is nothing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Right,
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
You
Excuse me. Hauwa, vote buying has, over time when it comes to election is one of the major challenges that, both the INEC and whatever reforms that have been put in place to tackle vote buying,
Absolutely.
it's still not active as at today. Excuse me, because, going by the report and what was done on Saturday, you can see that even in 2027, there's going to be a massive vote buying because we're going to use, the by-elections to, at least give an analysis of how the 2027 election will turn out to be.
Absolutely.
And if vote buying is still a problem, if vote buying is still an issue, whereby we cannot be able to cope that particular challenge, at the end of the day, you get to see that, individuals just, go to vote and they can
be swayed at any point, at any time.
Absolutely.
All right, let us take our next caller. Yes. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Adamu from Nasarawa State.
All right, thank you for calling in, Balarabe. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, in fact, I am impressed with the by-election done on Saturday. And actually, there is improvement. I've seen a lot of improvement. Number one, the early arrival of the election materials is there. But vote buying is drastically reduced. And also, vote snatching is no longer there the way I see it. So we are happy that Nigeria is getting, improving as far as election is concerned. And we hope this will continue. And the country will be better the way things are going. So, in fact, to cut it short, there is a better improvement in the electoral system. So happy. And there was no even violence after election. So, with this, we can say there is improvement. So thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Sorry.
All right. When we critically look at it and analyze, we would say that a lot of things have let up, not as it used to be when it comes to, the elections, when it comes to electoral violence, as the fool said, that in itself is not as it used to be. You would always see that a lot of people are very scared to go out and vote because they believe that there would be a lot of violence when it comes to, the elections, and that stops them from going out. But then aside from that, there are other things that, do interfere when it comes to those elections. And just as for a seat, the elections there have been considered as inconclusive.
Yes.
And that in itself is another problem.
Absolutely.
When you look at it. All right.
We have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. Good morning. This is Mr. Paul calling from Makodi.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Paul.
Just kindly share your thoughts.
So, thank you very much. The question you're asking, our election getting better. To me, I will say it's better, but not 100%. Yes, because in the case of this by-election that they just concluded on Saturday, you can still see some money politicians are going to the polling booth with money. I think somebody was arrested with about 10 or 12 million naira that they were sharing for voters just to get their vote by force. I think it's very bad from the part of this our electorate of these contestants. They want to get to the power by all means. Even when people are not interested, they want to force you. They capitalize on our poverty to lure us into voting them at all costs. Why is it that Nigeria politician doesn't want to do things on the normal ground, on the flat rate? There is one community people are showing before this segment in one of these northern states where they have collapsed bridges for about a year plus now. If it is during general election period, I think that bridge will not last for 2 weeks. They will put it up so that they can use to campaign to their advantage. But this community, I have somebody saying they are up to 10,000 plus living in that area that they have been cut off from the town for about a year plus up to now. And the government is operating in that state. We have our assembly members that is coming from that area. Councillors are there. They abandon those people because the election is not start. But when it's about a week, a month, 6 months to the election, you see the rushing there. Each party wants to participate in collection of that bid so that they can gain those people's votes. So is this how we'll continue? To me, the thing is getting more better now, but it's not 100%. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that. When you look at aspects of the elections, we would say that a lot of things have changed for the better, not as it used to be before when it comes to processes. Okay, we've seen that a lot of the materials have gotten to, the venue when it was meant to. We have the BVAS that have, aside from a few discrepancies, aside from a few technical issues that it's got, it really served its purpose. And aside from that, there were no electoral violences. And then the vote buying as well, I wouldn't say is as much as it normally is.
It used to be,
and yeah, exactly.
And then also we had low turnout.
A low turnout as well.
Yeah, we had low turnout. Okay, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Please kindly share your view.
Venerable Senior Evangelist, calling from Delta State.
Thank you for calling in. Please kindly share your thoughts.
All right, thank you for joining us.
Asking, are our elections getting better? we can say we still have a lot of road to go on our election matters. Because now we are having selection, not election. Because those are the party at the end of affairs. Once they put the INEC commissioners here, the INEC commissioners are going to work for them. If they can make the post of an INEC commissioner not appointed, it will work better for us. Okay, let's say, for example, one of the governors, I won't like to mention them, that was saying that he had every proof of his right that Peter Obi won. Why did he go to that extent and what has been done to him? Nothing. And we are having INEC or the ICPT or the police that would have worked on him. But nothing is done. That brought us the matter of animal farm. Some animals are able to do things and getting away. Why some are fine? So please, if we can work with our conscience, the election will get more better.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul, for that. We'll be moving on to the WhatsApp messages that we have this morning. We have a first message from Abdurrahman Amin, and he says, "Good morning, Trust TV team. The recent by-elections again reminds us that Nigeria's electoral process is still far from where it should be. While there were some improvements with BVAS and INEX logistics, issues of voter apathy, delayed results, and reported irregularities indicate that trust in the system remains shaky. Now, many Nigerians are losing confidence, not because elections don't hold, but because the outcomes often fail to reflect the will of the people. For me, the bigger concern is not just INEC's preparedness, but whether politicians and institutions are truly committed to credible elections. When citizens see violence, intimidation, or manipulation in smaller polls, it raises doubts about what to expect in 2027. Without stronger accountability and enforcement of the rules, technology alone cannot clean up the system. The way forward is for INEC, security agencies, political parties, and civil society to take electoral integrity seriously, not just during elections, but in the years leading up to them. Nigerians want a system they can trust, where votes count and results are transparent. If we fail to fix these cracks now, the 2027 general elections may not only test our democracy, but also the patience of the people. God bless Nigeria." Thank you very much, Abdurrahman Aminu, for that.
All right, we have another message. He says, "Good morning. My name is Isa Umar from Jamaica. I'd like to acknowledge the successful conduct of the by-elections in Adamu State. However, a disturbing incident has raised concerns about the rule of law. A senior APC stakeholder was reportedly caught with a beavers machine in their vehicle while entering Ganye local government, where the election took place. Despite this, no action was taken and the individual was allowed to participate in the election process until its conclusion. My question is, does this imply that the individual is exempt from the law?"
This really indicates that...
Okay, we have Shatima on the line now.
All right, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning, Shatima. Thank you for joining us this morning. We were wondering if you were going to call.
Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Maimuna.
Good morning,
Shatima. We were wondering if you were going to call.
Yeah, it was network issue, honestly. You see, I was wondering, I don't know what type of phone Ade is using. He's from London, he's overtaking me.
All right, go ahead, Shatima. What is your take on this?
Well, honestly speaking, as you reported, in the issue of arrival of logistics, we highly recommended INEC, and also for the other the participants of the voters, it is highly impressive the way we see. But honestly speaking, we are not giving INEC credit. We deny them credit up to now. Why? Because if you look at it very well, any election that conducted, the ruling party of that state, they are the one that claim all the seats. This means that there is something hidden behind. we are hoping to see that sometimes the seat was divided among the other parties that were interested in the same. But we cannot, how can you be clearing all the seats and clearing all the seats simply because you are a ruling party?
So it's direct
I
that
just
should
know that
direct to all the
there is not any opposition in that state or in that constituency. We don't understand this, this type of, election. Honestly speaking, by the way, APC is ruling this country. If at all the election there will be equity among that election, I doubt much if APC will claim all the seats, because people are bitter about the treatment that they are receiving. So honestly speaking, we only celebrate INEC by the time we see the seat was divided among the opposition parties. That's the only thing that will convince us to say that our election have been taking a direction. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
All right, thank you very much, Shatima, for that. Commending INEC for doing what it needs to do. There are lots of lapses when it comes to, making sure that the conduction of the polls are done according to the book, as well as security operatives that are there as well need to, make sure that they stand on what is right. Because we have another message from Yola, and they're backing up, what was said by our earlier, viewer that sent a message. Says, good morning, my sisters Hauwa and Maimuna. It's another week of hard work by you people. With regards to the topic of today, our election is not getting better by the day, taking into account of what transpired last Saturday in Ganye here in Adamu State, with the conduct of the political actors displaying conducts inimical to the growth of our democracy, open buying of votes while the law enforcement agents like the police looking the other way. In fact, top stalwart of the ruling APC was caught with beavers in his vehicle, but on the part of INEC, there's a bit of improvement with early accreditation of voters and strictly following the rules of the conduct of the election. In a nutshell, our election is not getting better with the conduct of politicians on election day. Thanks and remain blessed, from Usman Santaraki Beti and Jimmy Tayola. And we have to understand that aside from the INEC officials and security operatives that are there to make sure that everything goes well, even the politicians need to do
better.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
to do better. They would need to want to do better for everything to be on par when it comes to, the elections as well.
Okay, still reading your WhatsApp messages. We have another message from Nandi Bete from Ogoja. It says, on our elections, no. Our elections are not getting better. Vote buying, for instance, is playing a very negative role in the whole thing. Citizens are losing confidence more and more in the electoral outcomes as handled by INEC. Hence, the heightening voter apathy is witnessed of late. No, our elections are not getting better. Thank you so much, Nandi Bete, for sharing your thoughts. Well, I mean, everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Absolutely,
but
absolutely. And as
really
I said earlier, it depends on your perspective and what you have experienced when it comes to, the elections itself.
Absolutely.
Some people do go out and experience a different thing. Some people would not want to go out because they've experienced something before that they wouldn't want to experience.
And they're holding on to that.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. So we actually have to do better, and let us always remember that our vote does matter at every point in time. So make sure you are not overwhelmed by what is, presented to you, and make sure you choose the people that you feel that are the best fit and are right for you. All right, we'll be going on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be going right into our discussion segment. We'll continue on this discussion, analyzing, the processes when it comes to the elections and this by-election that just happened, as well as irregularities. Make sure you stay with us, and thank you for calling in when you did. We'll be right back.